Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a blacksmith named Marcus. He was known for his strong arms and his skill in shaping metal, but what set him apart was his calm and steady mind. While others worried about the future or complained about their troubles, Marcus remained undisturbed. His secret was something he called negative visualization, a practice he had learned from an old philosopher who once passed through the village. Marcus began his days early, before the sun rose, sitting by the small fire in his workshop. He would close his eyes and imagine the worst that could happen, his tools breaking, his furnace failing, or even losing his hands, the very hands that fed him. At first, this seemed strange, even frightening. Why would anyone willingly think of such terrible things? But Marcus had learned that by facing these fears in his mind, he could prepare himself for life's uncertainties. One winter, a great storm swept through the village. The winds howled, and the snow piled high. Many villagers panicked. They had not stored enough food, and their homes were not prepared for such cold. But Marcus was ready. He had imagined this very storm many times. His firewood was stacked high, his pantry full, and his roof reinforced. While others shivered and worried, he remained warm and at peace. Some of the villagers noticed this and asked him how he stayed so calm. Marcus smiled and invited them to sit by his fire. "I do not fear the storm," he said, "because I have already seen it in my mind. By imagining the worst, I prepare for it, and when it does not come, I am grateful. But if it does, I am ready." The villagers were puzzled. One of them, a young farmer named Lucius, frowned. "But why fill your mind with such dark thoughts? Would it not be better to hope for the best?" Marcus took a deep breath. "Hope is good," he said, "but hope alone is like a ship without a sail. It drifts wherever the wind takes it. Negative visualization is like building an anchor. It keeps you steady when the storms come." To prove his point, Marcus told them a story of a king from ancient times. This king, though wealthy and powerful, would often dress in simple clothes and sleep on the hard ground. His advisors thought he was mad. "Why live like a beggar when you have palaces and fine food?" they asked. The king replied, "By experiencing hardship willingly, I prepare myself for the day it comes unwillingly." The villagers listened carefully. Slowly, they began to understand. Negative visualization was not about fearing life, but about mastering it. It was about facing the darkness so that they could walk through it unafraid. Months passed, and the village faced another challenge: a drought. The crops withered, and the river ran dry. Fear spread like wildfire. But this time, Lucius and a few others had taken Marcus's lesson to heart. They had imagined this very drought. They had stored extra water and planted hardy crops that could survive with little rain. While others despaired, they remained steady. Marcus watched with quiet pride. His teachings were bearing fruit. The villagers who had practiced negative visualization were not free from suffering, but they were free from panic. They had learned to see adversity before it arrived, and in doing so, they had gained power over it. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Marcus gathered the villagers once more. "Life is uncertain," he said. "Storms will come, droughts will test us, and loss will visit us all. But we need not be helpless. By practicing negative visualization, we train our minds to face these trials with strength. And when the worst does not happen, we learn gratitude. For every day without disaster is a gift." The villagers nodded. They had seen the truth in his words. From that day on, many of them began to practice negative visualization in their own lives. Some imagined losing their homes, others imagined the death of loved ones, and some even imagined their own failures. It was not easy, but they found that by doing this they became braver, more resilient, and more appreciative of what they had. Years later, when Marcus grew old and passed away, The villagers remembered him not just as a skilled blacksmith, but as a wise teacher. His lessons lived on in their hearts and minds. They faced life's challenges with a new strength, the strength of foresight, the strength of preparation, the strength of a mind trained to see darkness and yet walk forward unshaken. And so, the power of negative visualization became a quiet force in the village, a hidden tool that turned ordinary men and women into Stoics. Unbroken by life's storms, unwavering in the face of loss, and deeply grateful for every moment of peace. The end.